After my new wife's unfaithfulness during her honeymoon, I broke our relationship and took all of our belongings. I have to. My wife Emma and I had a surreal honeymoon in paradise, where we chose a beautiful beach resort to celebrate our love and relax after months of stressful wedding planning. The first day went well, and we enjoyed the sun, sand, and each other's company. No big deal except that she was gone for almost an hour. I didn't think much of it at the time. At first, I didn't think much of it. But when it happened again on day 3, I started to wonder if there was more to it. On the 4th day, when Emma announced that she needed to head back to the room, I decided to follow her. I told her I'd stay at the beach. But as soon as she was out of sight, I got up and trailed her from a safe distance when she got near the pool at the resort. I noticed a man sitting there who waved to her. Then he got up and made his way toward her. As she made her way towards him, she smiled and waved back, waiting for him to join her before continuing to walk. I kept following her and saw them both get into the elevator. The stairs were right next to the elevator, and the resort only had 3 floors. So I quickly made my way up to the 2nd floor and peeked out the door. That's when I saw her entering a different room with the guy I had seen hanging around the beach. He was this muscular tan dude. I was surprised to see the tan guy who'd been checking her out all day. I didn't think she'd be interested. The door closed behind them, and I was left standing there feeling a bit down. I was devastated by the guy's good looks, build, and wealth, but I knew I needed to act quickly to avoid a public confrontation. I went back to our room, packed our luggage, and left her with only the swimsuit she was wearing when she entered his room. I also left her ID at the front. I drove back home for 5.5 hours, leaving her to face the repercussions of her conduct. After I moved out of our apartment, Emma's mother called and criticized me for everything I did. She also mentioned what her daughter had to go through to return home. When I returned home, Emma was in a panic and tried to get back into our room, but was locked out. She had no clothes, money, or a way to contact me. I even took her mobile phone after I couldn't reach her from the hotel lobby phone and asked the hotel staff to let her into the room. They finally let her in, only to find that by this point, she had taken everything. She had no choice but to call her parents and explain the situation after asking her 100 times what could have caused me to be such a jerk to her and to ghost her like that. She finally had to admit that she had cheated with the guy at the hotel and that I must have somehow found out. Of course, her parents were furious, but they wired her money so she could buy some clothes and rent a car too. I can only imagine how embarrassed she must have felt when she made that call. But at the time, I didn't care. In fact, I still don't. It took hours for all of this to happen, and I just wish I could have seen her face when she realized what was going on. But the Emma ordeal didn't end there. The rental car she got had a faulty gas gauge, and it showed she had more fuel than she actually did. So she ran out in the middle of nowhere. She was stranded on the side of the road for an hour waiting for roadside assistance to fill her tank. It must have been quite a humbling experience for her. She ran out of fuel in the middle of nowhere, stranded on the side of the road, still reeling from everything that had happened. She had to call for roadside assistance and wait for an hour for them to arrive and fill her tank. It must have been quite a humbling experience for her. I can't help but think that maybe in some way she got what she deserved. Imagine if you're on your honeymoon and then this happens. So she's sitting on the beach eating delicious food and enjoying her honeymoon. Then just hours later, she's stranded on the side of the road, hungry and abandoned. I think she deserves that. Anyway, I reached our apartment way before she did. My buddy met me there to help, and I had plenty of time to pack my belongings and move out. I did it in record time. I didn't even leave her a note. I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of a face-to-face confrontation to be continued. I didn't want to face confrontation. By the time she got back to our apartment, I was already gone. My phone was blowing up with missed calls and texts from her, but I didn't respond. Her betrayal had cut me too deep. I couldn't bear to hear her voice or see her name on my screen. So I changed my phone number and deleted her contact info from my phone. I unfriended her, blocked her on Messenger, and did not leave a means for her to contact me. In the days that followed, I received messages from her friends and family on Facebook. Some were angry, while others were regretful and offered support. I did not respond to any. Despite my mixed emotions, I knew I had made the right option. Emma sent a letter to my parents, apologizing for her actions and claiming it was a momentary lapse in judgment. Despite her words, Emma had betrayed me. I didn't answer to the letter and haven't spoken to her. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Did he give an inch? No. Why would she cheat on him? After only a few days of marriage, did he go too far with his revenge? Share your ideas in the comments below and subscribe by clicking the notification bell.